guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Stitching Colourist with Shelley Lewis. So for today's video, I was going to do a flip through or something, but then I thought it's probably going to be in a two parts. An idea that I had that I've not seen on many channels is, I'm a big fan of my lines, dots and spirals colouring books. I kind of wanted to do a video where I show my collection of my lines, dots and spirals. I know that you've seen my colouring book collection, but I have got some lines, dots and spirals more since then. And I kind of wanted to give you an idea for if you was thinking about getting any lines, dots and spirals colouring books, which would be good books to go for and which I advised against not to go for. So we'll make a start so we can get the video in two parts. So the first one, now this is Looney Tunes Dots, Lines and Spirals colouring book. Now I find that with most of these, the most unofficial kind of ones are the format of the book has not the shiny cover, where the more official ones do have the shiny cover. So just bear that in mind when you do think about purchasing any of these kind of books. Also, a lot of them, they do have the author of the books on the Amazon, but when they actually come, they don't have who the book is by. So I'm not going to do detailed flip throughs of the books because we'd be here for quite some while. So this one, yeah, I must admit, when I received this, I wasn't a big, huge, massive fan, to be fair, because of these spirals. I've not tried to colour those kind of spirals before. Yeah, it just seemed a bit... I'm going to have a go. It's like this one here. I'm not keen on that. Not exactly sure how you would colour that one. Yeah, it's just one of them things where I'm like, yeah. It's like this white bit here. I'm not sure whether to leave that or whether to actually colour it. So, and it has small designs like that, which aren't too bad because they would be quite quick to do. It's like this one here. That is a complete printing error, because I did hear in some of the books that the white patches you actually colour black, where this is a complete printing error because you can see up the side there. So yeah, I've not done too much out of here. I've only done this one here, which turned out okay. So as for that, would I recommend this one or not? Unfortunately, no. I would not recommend this book. Yeah, it's not one of the best ones. So the next one is Scooby-Doo colouring book, Spirals, Lines, Waves and Dots. Now this has got a nice shiny format to it. Now the dots, lines and spirals are a lot better in this one. I can't see any patches in the spirals, in the lines at all. So, or the dots look pretty good to do as well. So, and they do have wavy lines here. I've not tried one of them before, but I will have to try that. So I've done a couple out of here. I've done that one, and I know I've done more than one. I think I did that for a colour along, and I did that one out of here. So this one, it just says copyright 2020, all rights reserved, but it doesn't say in the book who it's reserved by, the all rights, who it is. So that's one thing I wish they would do in these books, is put the authors in the books. As for the book itself, for this one, yes, I would recommend this one. So this one definitely gets a thumbs up from me. So the next one is The Shining Dots, Lines, Swirls colouring book. Now you'd have seen in like a previous haul, I might have showed you this. Yeah, This was another one that I was not impressed with at all. It doesn't have the author in. It has kind of patches in the corner here on the spirals. Has odd patches there going down, you can see. I'm still going to colour it, but it's not fantastic. It's like you got patches up here as well. So with this book, because it's got the dots in and they look okay, but they don't look so defined. If in some of the books, you with the dots you can tell a picture, where some of them you can't. And yeah, it's like this here. There's a patch missing down the corner of there, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there or whether it's not. So, and this one here, this is horrendous. That there might actually be snow, because I think this might be where it's outside, but then again I don't know. So would I recommend this one? I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say no for definite, no, because it's a lot better than the other one I showed you, but I'm not gonna say yes either. I'm gonna say leave it to your own discretion about this one. If you're wanting the shining lines, dots and spirals, and you see this one, don't hold high hopes for this one, if I'm making sense. If you're not bothered about not doing some of the pictures, or you're not bothered about the certain pictures not turning out great, then I'd say why not. But yeah, if you want high hopes for a book, I wouldn't go for that one. So the next one, hey sweetheart. So the next one is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Spirals, Lines and Dots colouring book. Now this one has, thank you sweetheart. So this one has a shiny surface, so off the bat I can tell this is going to be a good one. It has got the copyright reserved 2020, but again it doesn't say who by. You'd have to look on Amazon for that. It does give you a test colour page, which is good. And I've done this one out of here. And I did this one out of here.
I really love that one.
And, oh, that one. So the spirals, they are pretty good in here. They are really good. There's no patches, apparent patches where I can see. The lines look fairly good as well. So there's no problems with that one. Sweetheart, you're bouncing the camera. So yeah, do I recommend this one? Yeah, I do recommend this one, because even the dots are good in this. So yeah, I do recommend that Buffy book. Pretty good. I know it had helped, guys, that I could tell you who these books are by, but unfortunately that's one of the unfortunate things. However, if there's a certain book that you do want to try, if you leave it in the comments below, I will try and find that book for you, and I'll leave the link for you. So the next one is Harry Potter colouring book, Spirals, Lines and Dots. Now again, this one has got more of a shinier surface to it. And again, it's got the copyright 2020 all reserved, but not actually who by. And the pictures out of here are really good as well. I apologise guys about the shaky camera. It's my daughter's just bouncing up and down. So yeah, the lines and the spirals do look really good in here, and the dots as well. In some of these books the lines are going to be thin line art, but they are pretty good. I do like this one. I reckon it's going to be a good book, not to mention I've done a couple of pages in it, so yeah, I would recommend that book. So there's that one.
Mummy,
Hold on sweetheart. Alright darling. So the next one is Back to the Future, Dots, Lines and Spirals. Did it say who this one's by? I would like to say John Murphy, but I don't think so. Yeah. Anyway, this one is another good book actually. The lines are very small in it. It's like my camera's going blurry, but the lines are fairly small in this one. And yeah, the pages that I'm not a big massive fan on is these double page spreads here. But however, with this picture, it does actually, oh gosh, come on, go into focus. It does actually split it down the middle, so I think you'd colour that side and then you'd go around to that side, so it's not actually like you really got to get in the middle, so it's not too much of a problem. I have done a couple out of here. You see the dots are pretty good in this one as well. So the ones that I've done out of this one is that one. I'm not going to turn it round because I'm short of room here. I did that one of Einstein. I did that one of Marty McFly, and I did that one of Marty McFly, and I did that one of Dr. Emmett Dr. Emmett Brown, and I've got it smudged on there. So yeah, that one would be another one that I would recommend. So the next one, Stranger Things, Dots, Lines and Spirals. I'm sure this is by John. Is it by John Murphy? I don't want to say just in case. So yeah, it just goes straight into the spirals. So this one is another good book. Hardly, well, I can't see any patches in the lines or the dots. As I said before, some of the line pictures are thin, but with a fine liner you'd do absolutely great with these. I'm trying to find the pictures that I've done in this. Oh, that's an example of some of the dots ones. So I have colour. Yeah, I did that one. I can't remember. It's Billy. That's it, Billy. And I'm sure I did more than one in here. Or did I just... No, apparently I only did the one picture in there. So the next... by the way, guys, I would recommend that one. So the next one... Now, you know, with some of the others, how they haven't got the authors, this one actually has. This one's Supernatural Dots, Lines, Spirals, and this is by Philippe Curon, 2019. This is definitely a recommended book. I highly recommend this. The dots are really good in it. The spirals and the lines. I have done about one or two roughly pictures in this one. Yeah, I did that one, even though I was very unsure of who that one is. My husband knew, but I couldn't think. And did I do any more? Yeah, I did that one as well. I can't remember his name now. And I did that one of oh god, how could I have forgotten that? Dean Winchester. So yes, this is definitely a book that I would recommend, so I definitely recommend that one. So the next one is Willy Wonka Dots, Lines, Swirls colouring book. Now this one has got more of a... It hasn't got the shiny format. It's got more of the kind of smooth format, would you say? It doesn't have the author in this one. This one's okay. It's not too bad. It does have very thin lines where you can... It would help having the lines in a little bit darker. As for space is missing, I think that might actually supposed to be like that. That one there to define his features. So I'm not too mad about this book. It's all right. Yeah, it's patches there, but I think those are actually supposed to be left white. They are the faces. So yeah, I'm not mad about this one. I did that one of Willy Wonka with the dots one, so that turned out okay. And I think I've only done one out of here. So this one, oh yeah. So this one, would I recommend this? I kind of, yeah, I would. It may be difficult if you do suffer with visual impairment with this one, especially with the dots. But I personally would recommend it. You may not like it though, but I like it. So the next one, Titanic. Dots, lines, spirals, colouring book with a smooth format. Yeah, again, unfortunately, I was not a huge fan of this one, kind of. I'll show you why in a minute. I don't think it's got many white patches missing, except for here, down here. So it has got some patches missing. It was a kind of a hit and miss one, this one. And the reason why I was a bit iffy about this is I'll show you in a minute when I can find it. This one's not too bad. You can just make out his face and slightly the ship. This one, this is what turned me off this book. You can hardly make out that picture. I can just make out her face there, round there, and a smoke and a cigarette. Besides that, I can't make it out. As for the spiral, that turned out absolutely fantastic. So yeah, this is another buy at your own risk. I'm gonna call it that, a buy at your own risk kind of one. So the next one is Disney characters, waves, dots, spirals and lines, and this is the shiny format. This one's a good one. It has waves, dots. They have really clear dots and lines and waves in here. So yeah, I would kind of recommend this one. I would. I did that dot picture of Elsa, so that turned out really well. I did another one in here, I know I did. So yeah, I did that one of Aladdin. Well, not Aladdin, Yasmin, you know what I mean. And I did that one. So they do turn out well. So yeah, I would highly recommend that. I would recommend that book. That's on my recommendation list. So this one, this is by John Murphy. So this is Horror Creatures, Dots, Lines and Spirals. And this is a shiny format, and this is by, I'm sure, John Murphy. So there are thin lines in here and thin spirals. You do get your double page spreads. You get large spirals and smaller spirals. The dots one in here is nice. I like that. Nice and big dots in there. So yeah, I haven't worked too much in here yet, because I was doing it for Halloween. So I did that one for Out the Shining. I just wish the Shining book was more like that. I did this one of American Psycho, so the lines turned out brilliant. And the spiral one that I did was this one of Frankenstein. So yeah, would I actually recommend this book? If you do like your horror characters, then yes. If you're not keen on horror, then probably not. But it's a good book anyway. So the next one is Mr. Bean, Dots, Lines and Swirls colouring book. I had this one off my son. This is a smooth format. My son bought me this for Mother's Day. Now with this one, it does have an odd couple of patches here and there, like here, and there as well, unfortunately. So yeah, it does unfortunately have the white patches in. However, I have coloured a picture in here. I just think it's typing errors, you know, printing errors. The ones, let me show you what I've done in here. Yeah, this one's a bit off-putting, that one. So, and that one, the top of his head's cut off. But I know somebody showed me that. Well, I saw it on one of the groups before, but I still wanted to get the book. It's like this here. This is pretty bad as well down here. So, but the spiral picture turned out fantastic of Mr. Bean. So again, this book, I'm going to say, buy at your own risk. So the next one is The Witches, Dots, Lines and Spirals colouring book. Now, I've loved this Witches since I was a kid. I absolutely adore it. The dots, lines and spirals are they're okay. They're not fantastic. They're not fantastic. Um, but they're not severe like I've seen in other books. So I'm not going to shoot this down. Them white patches there, I think them are actually supposed to be them. To be honest, I need to get one of them done to know. Have I done a picture out of here? I don't think I have. So yeah, I haven't actually coloured a picture out of here. So I'm going to say for this book, purchase at your own risk. So the next one, The Witcher, dots, lines and spirals. I'm going to tell you now. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Well, it says thank you for being our valued customer. We'd be grateful if you share this happy experience with a review online. It doesn't actually say who it's by though. Copyrights reserved 20, all rights reserved, and it gives you the all rights thing down there for the publisher, but it doesn't tell you who it's published by. And the off-putting one for this, oh gosh. Now the spirals look okay. The lines don't look too bad. Oh gosh, the dots, look at this. You probably won't even be able to see it. If I hold it up to the camera, that is how small the dots are in this book. That, to be honest, they are that bad. They're uncolourable. I can't do it. I'll show you a picture that I went to do. I did complete, yeah, I completed one of a spiral, and the reason why I put 4 question marks at the top is because you cannot make out that picture whatsoever. So unfortunately I wasn't impressed with that spiral. The lines, you can make it out a little bit and a face, but you couldn't quite make out who it was. And the dots one, I gave up all hope. Because I started colouring it and I was doing it, and oh my god, it was taking that. I had to get my magnifier out and I was literally colouring it little dot to little dot, and it just became too much. I'm all for smaller dots, but this one was, yeah, horrendous. So I'm definitely going to say I would not recommend that book. So we're actually up to 22 minutes now, and I've still got a couple of books here. One more book and then we'll leave it. I'll call it there for now, and I will do a part 2. So the last one that I'm going to show you in this part is Legendary Movie Actors, Mystery Image, One Colour, Spiral Lines, and this is actually by Colour Questopia. So you do see about all their other books. I wanted to see what the lines, dots and spirals books were like. Now it does give you some bonus images from their other books at the back, which I think's great, like they do with their others. And then at the back it gives you some of the finished images. So this is like real legendary actors. And as for the pictures are actually on the left hand side of the page instead of the right, which I think the reason why they do that is obviously to minimise the bleed through. Now the spirals are pretty thin. They are thin, but when they're done they turn out really, really nice. I did that one in there and I must admit I'm quite pleased with how that actually turned out. So that is by Colour Questopia. So do I recommend this? I'm going to say if you do have good eyesight, or if you're happy using a magnifier, then definitely yes. However, you would need to use a fine liner for that. So I would, yeah, I'm going to recommend that one because I think it's a good one. So guys, that is the end of part 1 of my lines, dots and spirals collection. I hope this video helps. Well, I hope these set of videos help you to decide what you would like to maybe try out if you do want to try lines, dots and spirals, or if you're already into them, what books you may want to purchase. If you do have any questions, just pop them in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to get back to you. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please feel free to give the video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, then please feel free to press that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. I will say, if there's no music on the introduction to this video, I do apologise. YouTube are playing silly beggars again, and they've suddenly decided that the music at the beginning is copyright, which I've never had a problem with in the past. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of them things. So yeah, if the music's not on the beginning of the video, I do apologise about that if it does bother you in any way. Hopefully it doesn't. So anyway guys, I'm going to get going now, and I'll see you again soon. So goodbye for now guys. Bye.